Recording.
Hi, class, future historians. Today we're going to look at a puppet play about a Chinese culture in Taiwan. And this play is called The Legend of Sun Moon Lake. Once, long ago, a native tribe called the Shao lived in the mountains near the central part of Taiwan. The people planted corn, taro, and rice on their farmlands. They fished and hunted and lived a peaceful and carefree life. One sunny morning, while Shao people heard a huge sound. Boom! The land shook violently and the people cried, "Oh no, the sun is gone!" The bright, shiny sun had disappeared before their eyes. The Shao people held tight to each other and helped each other find their way home. Fortunately, the moon came out at night, and everyone could see again in the moonlight and was able to do some work. Then suddenly, another huge sound was heard. Boom! The houses shook and were almost knocked down. By this huge sound, the people cried, "Oh no, the moon is also gone. What are we going to do?" Everyone was frightened. No one knew what had caused this incident. And from that day on, there was no sun or moon in the sky, and darkness covered the entire world. The crops in the fields gradually wilted. The fish hid deep in the water. The flowers stopped blooming. The animals seemed lifeless. Without sun, no crops grew, and the people cried, "How can we live a life without sunlight?" Sha Jingjie and Da Jingji, a young couple, depended on growing corn for a living. Since the sun had disappeared, the crops had wilted, and the corn kernels could not grow golden anymore. One day, Shisha told her husband, "If the sun does not come out again, everyone in the village is going to die from hunger. We need to think of a plan."
The sun and the moon have fallen into a deep valley. Let us go and search for them.
And the next day, the young couple traveled toward the deep forest. They were determined to find the sun and the moon. Each of them held a torch and started their journey bravely. They climbed many mountains, swam across rivers, and explored the forests. But they could not find any sign of the sun or the moon. The whole world was still in darkness. Finally, the couple arrived at the big mountaintop. She saw a dim light in front of her. "Look, there's a shiny light at the top of the lake. I bet the sun and the moon are in that lake."
Yes, that must be the sun and the moon. I think we found them.
The couple ran toward the lake and discovered the two fierce dragons playing with two fireballs.
Those fireballs are the sun and the moon. No wonder the sun and the moon have disappeared.
Those two dragons stole the sun and the moon to be their playthings. The couple hid behind a big rock and tried to think of a plan. Suddenly, white smoke came out from under a rock in front of them. The couple stood up and quietly pushed the rock away. And under the rock, they discovered a long, narrow underground passageway filled with smoke.
There's someone living down there. Let's go check and see.
"I'll be right behind you." They cautiously stepped down the passageway. As the curvy passageway got deeper, the atmosphere got damper and darker. And while they came upon a burning fire, suddenly the young couple realized they were in an underground kitchen and saw an old white-haired woman cooking in the kitchen. "Excuse us, old lady, but can you tell us where we are?" The old woman was surprised. She raised her white head and found two young people standing in front of her. She put down her cooking pot and said,
"Ah, where did you come from? I've not seen humans for a long time."
We've come from the outside world.
"Ah, I remember the outside world. Many years ago when I was working in the field, the dragons captured me and brought me here to cook their meals.
The young couple told the old lady about their search for the sun and the moon.
Oh dear, I know those dragons well. Both are cruel and fierce. I'm afraid you two cannot defeat them.
But we have to try. We must take the sun and the moon from the dragons.
Ah, then maybe I can help. I have heard that the dragons fear the golden scissors and the golden axe that are buried under Ali Mountain. If you throw both items into the lake, the scissors and the axe will kill the dragons immediately. Then you can bring back the sun and the moon.
We will find the golden axe and the golden scissors. And after we kill the dragons, we'll come and save you.
The young couple made their way back to the outside world and started toward Ali Mountain. When they arrived at the foot of the mountain, they found 2 strong wooden sticks and started digging. After many days, Ali Mountain looked like a big hole. Suddenly, 2 shiny golden things jumped up from the ground.
These must be the golden scissors and the golden axe.
The couple picked up the scissors and axe and immediately ran towards the lake. When they arrived at the lake, they saw the dragon still playing with the sun and the moon. She took aim and threw the golden scissors at the first dragon. The scissors cut right through the dragon's body. Blood spurted out like spring water. Next, Daji threw the golden axe at the second dragon, and the dragon let out 2 horrible screams as his head was cut off. Ah! Ah! The lake water slowly became the color of the dragon's blood, and there on the shiny red lake floated the sun and the moon. Next, the young couple kept their promise and saved the old lady. However, they still faced major problems.
How are we going to put the sun and the moon back into the sky?
I heard that if you eat the dragon's eyeballs, you will become very tall and very strong. Perhaps if you try that, you will be tall enough and strong enough to put the sun and the moon back in the sky.
And that's exactly what the young couple did. As they ate the eyeballs, and just as the old lady had predicted, the couple began to grow. Soon they were as tall as 2 mountains. Together, they picked up the sun and the moon and threw them into the sky.
Oh no, the sun stayed in the sky for a few seconds and then fell back down. Let's try again.
And again, they threw the sun into the sky, but it fell back again.
Maybe we can get the moon to stay.
But the moon was the same. The old lady yelled up at them.
Children, there are 2 big palm trees next to the lake. Use those trees to hold the sun and the moon up.
The 2 giants bent down and grabbed a palm tree. The boy put the sun on top of the tree and slowly raised the sun into the sky. Oops. There we go.
Then Shui Sheiji did the same with the moon. Suddenly the world was light again. The plants began to bloom. The people started to smile again.
But the couple were still afraid that somehow the dragons might return.
Na 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 na.
They decided to stand guard beside the lake. After many years, the huge bodies eventually became 2 mountains. Those mountains are now called Dajiangshan and Qishaishan, and the lake is now called Sun Moon Lake. To show their gratitude, the people dedicated a dance to the brave couple. In this dance, people throw a colorful ball into the air and try to use bamboo sticks to hold the ball up in the air. Of course, this symbolizes the brave actions of the young couple who saved the world. And today we call this dance the Holding Ball Dance! Yay!